is that we want. We put all that shit down, right? Like a website. There's advanced fucking filters and shit like that. And then to make matters worse, these motherfuckers are like these, people that are making these websites, they're fucking they're like creating these fake profiles on purpose. I don't know why, but you guys can go search that yourselves. Like do a Google search on that if you guys want to out there. And you'll notice that it's true. These why are these people creating fake profiles? And I think the reason why is because I think there's a lot of hackers out there and they're using it to make people fight each other. They're using it to cause conflict on purpose. Like I even thought about like a way for like a good strong couple out there that they know 100% they won't cheat on each other, people that are married. Like I was thinking for them to sign up on purpose on these apps, on these websites, and basically communicating with people and then just waiting for the rumors to start spreading. Because they will both know that they're only doing that just to hear what other people have to say, or to listen, or to wait to listen to what their friends tell them about what other people told them about them, right? But in reality, they love each other and they're not going to really do that, you know. So it's basically a test to see what the fuck they're doing with these fake profiles. I think what it really is they're just monitoring, recording what people are typing and what people are doing, where people are going, to use it against them. Like, we just never fucking know. That's why I believe in the World Wide Web, this internet shit, the digital profile, strongly, because there's a lot of weird shit going on. And even to this day, there's people who just up and disappear. And then they create posts. Missing person, missing person, missing person, missing person, missing person, missing person, missing person. Like, how the fuck is there missing people in today's time and age? Especially with all the technology. Well, it has to be fucking great hackers, right? It has to be the same people who are managing that shit, who who are doing this scandalous ass shit. That's what I'm thinking. Because how else do they not know the last whereabouts of these people and who they came in contact with and where they went and where they are now and where they go in public? you know, all that shit. So it's like, okay, so someone just picked this person up, like Amber Alert, and they took these people to like a warehouse or a house or a prison. Like, where the fuck are these people? And how the fuck is it that we all don't know in the world? You know, it's a bunch of bullshit. And you know, they have fucking facial recognition. They have a bunch of shit. They have fucking, you know, DNA, you know, for to determine if someone is a relative or not. Because I was watching this one movie and this lady, she abducted a little kid, and the mother was following these people, and it happened to be a guy and a girl. You know, they were older, like the lady was in her 40s, the guy was like in his 60s, and they followed them, and eventually she ended up going to their residence, and the guy was trying to kill her. She ended up killing him, and they were really fighting to keep her son. And she overheard the lady who was a part of abducting the child. They were talking about $100,000 for the child, and she was like, "You know what?" In the phone, "I'm going to want, or I'm going. It's going to be more now because a lot of shit was happening." And the mom was right there listening to everything, and she noticed that the she went to the barn or whatever, and she went over there. Her son was on the top of the attic, and there was other children there. And then, to make matters worse, I think she killed the lady as well. And then one of the neighbors came to the house and pretended to be a friendly neighbor, a good Samaritan, but in reality, he was also involved. So, like, you just never know who the fuck you're fucking with. We just never know who people are. That's why we need the digital ID. Because there's a lot of pretenders out there. There's a lot of phonies. There's a lot of fakes. They will laugh with you, eat with you, bullshit with you. You know, it's like couples these days. Like, there's YouTube videos. There's a bunch of YouTube videos on how to lie to women and tell them exactly what they want to hear so they can fuck them. And I'm over here like straight the fuck up, like, bitch, you want to fuck, yes or no? And these bitches act like they don't want the dick. But they could take a course on YouTube and they could hear and know exactly what what to tell the woman. And they're like stupid as bitches eating it all up. And then their hearts are fucking broken in the end because, oh, he doesn't love me anymore. Like, bitch, he never fucking loved you in the fucking beginning, to start with. Like, don't be surprised, bitch. Like, that shit's all over fucking YouTube. That's why we need this digital ID shit, so we could all just be straight the fuck up with one another. because it's motherfuckers like that are breaking people's hearts. They're toying with people's hearts. Like, I mean, if all they want to do is fuck around, then there's people out there who just want to fuck around. Like, there's no reason for us to lie to anyone. You see what I'm saying? Because that's exactly how people get fucking hurt. Because, other people don't appreciate of that shit. Or whatever the fuck. But that's exactly why we just have to be straight the fuck up with one another. So I don't know what the fuck's going on in the world. I don't know what the fuck people are thinking, but this shit is just getting weirder and weirder. And it's not like, it's funny, but at the same time it's not funny because like that's something that's really, really happening. So people that understand, like, yeah, that's so true, it could be funny because it is happening like that. But at the same time, it's not funny because everyone, especially if people have experience in the area, like, it's crazy. So, like, I don't even know who the fuck I'm talking to. And who the fuck is listening. And who's watching my videos. And who the fuck isn't watching my videos. But I guess all that is irrelevant. To me, it's like, I don't fucking know what the fuck I'm doing regardless of the fact. I'm just trying to make money so I could fucking live like everyone else. Like fucking Biggie Smalls said. The mansion, the yacht, the cool fucking weed spot. And like Tupac said, fucking Thug Mansion, we need a fucking spot to kick it. Where no one will fucking, trip and shit. Everyone's just, doing their own thing. Because think about it, like, there's a lot of people out there who are like raised right. And then there's a lot of manipulators out there. And they're breaking hearts that way. And believe me, all that shit is gonna catch up to these motherfuckers. Eventually, as time goes by, they're gonna be calling these motherfuckers out on the shit that they're doing. Like, oh yeah, I remember you, motherfucker. You told me this, this, and this, and this. And my homegirl over here, she told me the same shit that you told her the same shit. And then this other bitch, you told her the same shit. And then this other bitch, you told her the same shit. Like, see, motherfuckers just don't know the ramifications, the domino effect. All this shit is piling up on top of people's fucking heads and they don't even realize it until it's too late and they have nowhere to fucking run. That shit just collapse upon them and they fucking die. They get squashed. And that's exactly why I'm talking about this World Wide Web shit because, I mean, I'm single. I want some motherfucking pussy, and I don't give a fuck about working. I'll fucking go work. But when a motherfucker's done working and he's searching on the fucking web to get some pussy and nothing's happening day after day after day after day, week after week after week after week, month after month after month, month after month after month after month, year after year after year after year after fucking year, decade after decade after decade after decade. Like, there's something wrong with that fucking picture. Like the guys out there, the young guys, even the older guys, they're seeking for some virgins, right? I'm sure the ladies are seeking some virgin guys as well. Like, ladies, I'm basically a virgin. So if you bitches want to fuck around with some virgin dick, hit me up. Make sure I got that flag right there. Freedom of speech, baby. Woo! But yeah, 49 minutes strong in my video. See that? I don't know what the fuck else to think. Like, especially when I hear stories like motherfuckers out there making they have millions of dollars. They have this, they have that, they have this, they have that. Like, what the fuck? Like, I would be happy just to make like a lot of money so I could go, and fuck around with some prostitutes or something. Get my fucking dick wet. You know what I mean? Like, fuck all this shit. And I don't know how to talk to fucking bitches. I don't know how to fucking woo them. I don't know how to fucking make them take off their fucking panties. It just happens, it just happens. It definitely just happens, but I mean, there's some people that are better at it than other people. I guess it's just practice, practice makes perfect. But I know money talks louder than words. And everyone wants money. And everyone's at a different, tax bracket or income or budget or whatever. Like, some guys out there, they have a lot of money. They could pay fucking, you know, escorts, whatever, a lot of money. But I can't afford that every fucking day, multiple times a day. Like, I would be fucking lucky to find someone that would be willing to give me a fucking hand job at $10 a pop. Then that would be fucking affordable. That would be like all day for me. Fuck yeah. You know? That's simple, right? Especially for the ladies. I mean, $10 when I have to work a whole hour or 30 minutes. And all they have to do is like work for 10 minutes or less. Like, that's a pretty cool job, right? Just throw some fucking rubber gloves on with some fucking cooking oil and just stroke the puppy. Imagine for the fucking billionaires out there. They could have the whole fucking package. I mean, they can probably make these bitches fucking assume a position and keep them that way for hours. I mean, I could just imagine. Like, bitch, I don't want just an hour. I don't want just fucking 2 hours. I want to feel. I want a fucking, a whole week, bitch. You know, and you doing exactly what the fuck I say, and I'll give you whatever the fuck, all the money you want. And obviously everything would be agreed upon. And like they would make, they would come to terms. So it's not like them doing something they don't want to do. And if they're not down with that shit, then obviously they'll be able to find someone else. But I mean, with all the money they have, shit, just imagine that. As a broke, compared to a broke motherfucker like myself, $10 for a fucking hand job. I mean, it's better than nothing though. But just imagine the billionaires, the millionaires and shit. Like, that's all day for them. Like a poor man paying fucking, $10 a fucking hand job all day long, right? That's all day long, right? Motherfuckers will go out there and fucking start selling shit. Start fucking drop shipping just to make those $10. Like, bitch, I need a hand job. Like, a motherfucker needs to bust this nut. Motherfucker needs to bust a nut, bitch. Here's the $10. And money speaks louder than words, so it's like, who gives a fuck what people have to say? It's like, when you're at work and your boss wants to get all fucking stupid and disrespectful. It's like, yeah, whatever. But you don't really say that. You just ignore your boss and do everything that he says or she says. Right? The same thing. Because money speaks louder than words. So I guess I just need to work more to get the things that I want. But it's sad though, because there's a bunch of the escorts out there, and some of them, they charge a lot of money. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not like the millionaires. I'm not like the fucking billionaires making all kinds of money. Like, I can't really afford that. So I know all the couples out there are like, well, that's why you just have to find a girlfriend. Right? And it's what? Free. 100% free. It's free. Like, I heard a YouTube ad, and it was like, she was saying, GoDaddy, it's free. It's free. Free. I thought it was super cool. GoDaddy, it's free. Free. Like, I don't know if she was like trying to use like a sexy voice, but to me it sounds fucking sexy as fuck. Free. It's like, oh my god, it sounds like almost like she wants to just suck my dick and bend over at the same time. So I could fucking poke her fucking butthole and her fucking vagina with my fucking pecker. Now, it makes me sound like I don't have any clue what the fuck I'm doing, but I mean, come on, how hard can it be? You know, it's not difficult. The most difficult thing is finding someone that is on your level. Like, a guy and a girl, they can get undressed real quick. Believe me, I can. I can do it in under fucking a minute. Especially if I'm getting some. Like, bitch. Like, that's not a problem. Right? Like, it's simple. Like, people make it seem like it's difficult to have babies. It's not. All they have to do is have sex once. And boom, there comes a baby. It's that simple. And that's how simple life is. Like, it's just like people dying. One day they're here, the next day what? They're gone. It's that simple. Like, there's no complications about it. And that's probably not the best excuse to use, but life shouldn't be difficult. We just make it difficult. That's why I trip the fuck out about all this shit that's going on. I guess that's why people go to the bars and clubs and shit. I don't know, maybe I'm just talking to the wrong audience. And that's why I'm recording this stuff because I need help. It's like maybe I'm like talking to people in these websites, like going into a church, like, hey, who wants to go in the back room and, you know, fuck with me? Who wants to fuck? Everyone's just looking around like, we don't do that here. We have to get married first. And then we could do that. We do that shit all day long at home, but not openly. At least not that anyone's aware of. And then there's committing adultery, but they keep that top secret. Because for people to find out, that's not a very good thing. That's very unprofessional, right? So, like, I'm entering the wrong class. I'm talking to the wrong crowd, in other words. It's like I accidentally forgot to turn on a filter. Like, something, anything you can think of, where it sent me, somewhere completely different. And it's like, this is not what I was hoping. It's like when people, go to the store and buy something. They don't just buy something just to buy it. They buy something because they like it, and because that's exactly what they want. Even if they had to buy it at a very affordable cost, like lotion. You might like, the smell and the fragrance of like Jergens, but you just can't afford Jergens. Jergen lotion is expensive. So you just go to the Dollar Tree and you buy some fucking Dollar Tree lotion. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, you have to buy what you could afford. It's like if you're hungry, what the fuck do? You don't just go hungry. No, you don't just go without food. You fucking feed yourself. You go to the store and you buy yourself some fucking food, even if you have to go on the dollar menu. You fucking do exactly that. There's no fucking excuse. Is that fucking simple? So, when these motherfuckers are flagging motherfuckers because they're going on these dating apps and they don't have no fucking filters, for motherfuckers that just want to fuck around, these motherfuckers got the game twisted. They got it all fucked up. And, I mean, of course, people don't like that. So it's like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Anyways, like I said, like, I'm just another person, living day to day life. But it would be cool to be able to find, some females that will be down to fuck. At least they'll give me something to fucking do. Than just stay here at home, not doing shit, stressing the fuck out. And that's the importance of filters, because I mean, now we could all be on the same page and people won't get their hopes up like, oh, I think this guy likes me, or oh, I think this girl likes me. You know, like for the girls, it would be like, oh, I think this guy likes me. For guys like myself, it would be like, oh, I think this girl likes me, right? So when people are looking for someone to fuck, because at church, you can't get at these bitches like that. These bitches were raised correctly. And they think it's a sin and shit to fuck around. So you can't get them. You have to respect them. So it's like, this shit is fucking weird. That's why we need filters. Because that's all it really comes down to. Is like, everyone just wants to filter everyone out. That's exactly what it really comes down to. It's like, okay, I do this, but I don't do this. So therefore you can't hang out with me, or or this or that. It's like bitch, just fucking find your own fucking friends, hang out with them, and do whatever the fuck you motherfuckers do. But if a motherfucker wants to fuck around, or a bitch wants to fuck around with whoever the fuck she wants, then there shouldn't be no motherfucking debate about that shit. That's just what the fuck they like. That's what the fuck they're into. Like, what's worse? A man and a woman meeting up to fuck randomly? Or for a man and another man to meet on a website to fuck each other? to marry each other or whatever the fucking case may be. Or a woman and a woman to meet up on a fucking dating app to fuck each other, eat each other out, fucking bone each other with strap-ons, whatever the fuck they like doing. You see what the fuck I'm saying, you stupid ass fucking hypocritical fucking Christians out there? You religious fucks. You guys are fucking it up for me. Like, we need a filter so straight people can fuck whenever, wherever. You stupid fucking retarded fucks. Never thought about that, huh, bitch? You're blinded, that's why, bitch. Fix it. And all glory to God. Fuck it. It's a bunch of bullshit anyway.